Hi friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. You guys know your girl has to come through and let you know her thoughts on these products after trying them out for the past couple of weeks, the past month or two, and let you guys know if they're worth the coin or worth skipping out on. And I have a ton of products in front of me, even some products you haven't seen me use on my channel. So we're gonna dive into it. You already know the drill. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into today's video. I really want to start off with the one size liquid blotting spray. I have this size and I also have a mini size for my purse, and when I tell you guys, this has been the best product this entire summer. Probably my #1 favorite product this summer, just because I have been doing a lot of traveling. I've been going to a lot of different events and parties, and you know, I gotta have my makeup staying good for hours at a time. And whenever I do start to get oily, because I do have combo oily skin, I pull the mini size of this out of my purse and I am good to go. This is not a setting spray at all. Not gonna help your makeup to last longer, but it is gonna help to basically refresh your makeup if you do get oily and you just wanna get rid of all of those oils that's seeping through your makeup. Now, one thing I have discovered is that I honestly did not need to buy the full size of this, because this does not fit in my purse, which is why I ended up getting the mini. And a part of me is like, I should have just only got the mini. I don't really think, for me personally, I would use this full size if it's not in my purse, if that makes sense, because a lot of the times when I am getting oily throughout the day, I'm gonna want to touch it up wherever I am, and having something this big in my purse is just a little bit too big. So the mini size honestly is the best way to go, because it's the perfect size for your purse, whereas this size spray just stays here, and I'm just like, 9 times out of 10, I'm not refreshing my makeup while I'm at home, if that makes sense. So we gotta talk about this spray from Hard Candy. This is the Glass on Lock setting spray, and when I tell you guys, this was so hard for me to get my hands on. I literally ordered this in Louisiana, okay? I am not in Louisiana, but I was going to visit family, and I was like, yeah, they don't have this in the state that I'm in. The next best place for me to look is Louisiana, and they just so happen to have 1 or 2 left at a specific Walmart, and I got it, okay? This is so hard for me to get in my area right now. This is a dupe for the one size glass setting spray, and when I tell you this is exactly like that, I am so happy, because this is $7. This does the same thing as the one size, but it's literally a fraction of the cost, which I'm like, this is a win, okay? This is a true win, and I love this spray. This is definitely gonna be a spray I'm gonna constantly repurchase. To be honest, even though I love my one size so much, I'm gonna opt for repurchasing the $7 spray if I can get my hands on it, because that's the only thing with this, is right now it's very hard to get your hands on this spray. But if you can get your hands on it, get it, try it out. It's gonna do exactly what your one size spray is gonna do. Now, I've been testing out these eyeliners from Half Magic Beauty. These are called the Velvet Flick Longwear Wing and Waterline Eyeliner Pencils. What's really cool about this is, one, it's like a click pen, which is a little interesting because it's kind of hard to figure out how much product you're actually going to need, and then if you don't end up using all the product you push out, you can't put it back down inside of the component. But it has a really nice fine point to it. It's kind of angled, and this is the perfect shape for you to get a nice wing if you want to wing it out. Today I used the black one in my waterline, and it is a beautiful black line. It does give you room to kind of smudge it out if you want to, but once it's set, it's set. One thing I wish is that this line had like some lighter, brighter colors. Knowing Half Magic, they probably will extend the shade range, but for the first launch, I would have loved to have seen like a bright blue, a pink, you know, a little bit more fun, brighter colors, since these are a lot deeper, which is nice, but I would have loved to have seen some more fun colors with this. But I really love these liners. They're amazing. I did end up getting the new Rare Beauty mini blushes in PR, and these are the 3 shades that I pulled out. I think they sent over 5. The other 2 I just put to the side for a giveaway, but these 3 were calling my name. I was so excited about these. Okay, so this is the shade Charisma, which is stunning, okay? Absolutely stunning. By the way, all of these are their matte formula. I think she has the matte and a dewy formula, but all of these are the matte formula. This is the shade Intrigue, which is also very beautiful. A little bit more sheer in pigment, but you can build this up. This one is Enamored, which is like a hot pink. This almost reminds me of, is it Joy? Happy or Happy. Hold on. This is the shade Lucky from Rare Beauty. Let me compare this shade. Oh no, It's different. Ooh. As you can see, the new shade has more of like a blue base to it, and this is a little bit warmer of a shade. I need these in full sizes because they're all so beautiful, and I find myself, because the applicator is so little, I'm like putting so many dots and constantly building it up because it's like, it's a little tiny applicator. But I would not be mad if they brought these shades in their permanent line because they are so beautiful. And I think my favorite has to be this one. This is the shade Charisma. This is by far my favorite. It is so beautiful, and it's gonna be perfect for the fall time as well. Speaking of blushes, we have a lot of new releases from E.L.F. Cosmetics, and this is their Soft Glam Cream blushes. They actually have a dupe for the Rhode Toasted Teddy shade, which is the shade I'm wearing today. I have like 3 different blushes on. I love to do a blush combo. I'm obsessed. You guys know how much I love blush. This is the shade Cinna-mood, and we're gonna pop this on right here. This is a beautiful Rhode Toasted Teddy dupe shade. I know you're probably gonna wanna see Rhode Toasted Teddy as well. So yeah, these are very, very similar blush shades. I love these blushes from E.L.F. I have to say though, they are a lot more dewy and glowy than the Rhode, I feel like. This is the shade Heat Check. This is the shade Plum Intended. Very beautiful. As you can see, these have a lot of pigment to them, and I think these are really beautiful blushes. They're definitely affordable, and not only did they come out with these cream blushes, they also came out with cream bronzer, which I also really have been enjoying. This is the shade Tan Deep right here. And then we have a little bit of a deeper shade. This is Deep Intense right here, which I kind of like to use more as like my contouring shade. This is definitely one of my favorite newer releases from E.L.F. If you like a more glowy blush, you're gonna love these, and you're not gonna break the bank with these. Now, when it comes to these other releases from E.L.F. that I tried out, I wasn't really in love with these. So of course, I'm sure you all have seen their new powder, which is supposed to be like a dupe for the Givenchy powder. And I personally have never tried the original Givenchy, powder, so I don't really have that to compare. I've tried this powder out a couple of times, and this is just not as blurring as I would like it to. And I also feel like the undertone of this powder doesn't really look the best on my skin. It could be the fact that there's 4 different shades in here, so when you really mix them all together, I don't love the color it creates. But not only that, this powder has a bit of sheen to it as well, and you guys know how I feel about powders with sheen in them. I cannot do it because I just feel like it emphasizes texture. Like my skin right now is already going through it, okay? It's already going through it. I'm pretty sure it's definitely new skincare products that I tried. My skin has just been really, really sensitive lately. Like this right here, trying to get it back on track. So I wanna go on with the powder that's actually gonna blur the skin and not really emphasize this here. So that's why I went in with my Makeup by Mario powder. This does not let me down. This is definitely one of my favorite talc-free blurring powders. It's gonna get you right. But this E.L.F. one just isn't my favorite. Unless you like a little bit of glow in your powder, you might like that. I think this is the last release from them specifically that I've tried that's new, is their Main Stain Lip Marker. Now, everybody is coming out with lip staining markers, so I wasn't surprised when I saw this. Love the price, okay? I think this is like $5, and I also love that they had a very dark brown shade. This is the shade Molten Chocolate. But the only thing with this is that it just dries out so fast. Like I just did one swatch and you can't really get any pigment. If you turn it to its side and really press down, you get more pigment, but I like to have more precision when it comes to applying my lip liner. So I would apply it more so with the tip, and even though I store this upside down, I just don't feel like it gives me enough product on my lips to get that precision that I want. So this is definitely one of those products where if you're looking for a lip staining marker that won't break the bank, this one is $5 from E.L.F., but I have found with just about almost all of the lip stain markers, you have to store them upside down. But not only that, you're not gonna get a constant application with product. You're gonna have to kind of like do this and like go in. I just feel like, to me, this is just a lot more extra work, and I'd rather just reach for a lip pencil. I actually almost forgot. I do have one more E.L.F. product I have tried. You guys, a lot of products E.L.F. has been dropping lately, and these are their So Real Lip and Cheek Whip. These are incredible. No notes on this product. If you like more of a moussey, plush textured lip product, you're going to love these. My favorite shade though is the shade Haute Couture. I love how this looks in this lip combo. I love how it blurs my lips and just makes them look really plush. Let me swatch these just in case you want to see what they look like swatch. So this is Haute Couture. This is definitely more of a nude shade. As you can see, it's the perfect lip combo lippy. And then this one is the shade Rose Souffle. And this one is more of like a pinky nude kind of color. Also really beautiful in a lip combo. Love, love, love. Speaking of love, this product from Melt Cosmetics, this is the best pink powder I have personally tried that actually shows up on my skin pink. This is a beautiful, beautiful blurring pink powder. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. The camera is not doing it justice, okay? Not doing it justice at all, but it is the prettiest pink powder. Whenever I do a pink cheek, I am reaching for this under the eyes to help blur it and make it look more seamless and airbrush. I really want to try the universal one for whenever I don't want to go in with the pink powder, but I definitely get what the hype was about with this powder because it is so blurring and it looks incredible. I do have a few YouTube videos up with me using this powder if you want to go and check it out, but so good. Let's move into a little bit of a different category. I actually have 3 different eyeshadow palettes. I know. Surprising because no one's been coming out with palettes, okay? It just makes me really sad because I love eyeshadow palettes and I love playing with eyeshadow. But I have tried out 3 newer ones recently. I'll say 4 palettes. One is a very old palette. It's actually the palette I have on my eyes today. It's from Melt Cosmetics and this is the Rust palette. This is the prettiest summertime palette. Also, it's a very beautiful fall palette as well, but this is what I used on my eyes today. I did use a Danessa colorfix stick on the center of the lid because I really wanted the lids to look wet. Okay, I think I definitely achieved that with this look, but I hadn't done a halo eye in a minute, so I really wanted to do a nice brown, warm halo eye, and I feel like this palette definitely gave me everything that I needed to create this. And I love Melt Cosmetics. It's just one of the best OG makeup brands, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I did try out this palette from Odin's Eye. This is the Mystic Gleam palette. You guys, fun fact, I actually did film a video with this palette, but it just never saw the light of day. But this is a beautiful, beautiful blue palette. You guys know blues and greens are one of my favorite palettes to put on the eyes, and I love this palette. I love that there's some deeper shades in here where I can really deepen out the looks, but I also love if I want to just brighten up the look, I have lighter shades in here as well to really give myself a nice, well-rounded look. So this palette did not disappoint. It's the same Odin's Eye formula that I know and love. Maybe soon I'll do a look or a short using this palette because it's so pretty. But yeah, this is one of their newer palettes that they've launched recently. I did try out the brand Simply Posh Cosmetics for the first time, and this is their newest palette, the Strawberry Picnic palette. This is a perfect palette for the summertime. I think it's really, really cute. The only thing I would say about this palette is there's not really a lot of deeper shades in here to really deepen up the look and give myself that depth if I need it. For me personally, the shimmers are where this palette shines. They are incredible. Every time I did an eye look with this palette, I got so many compliments on my eye look. That definitely had to do with the shimmers in this palette. They are so beautiful and so eye-catching, like incredible shimmers. They're so pretty. Lastly, for eyeshadow palettes, we have this palette from Singe Beauty. This is the Huda palette, and you guys, when I first saw this, I thought this was like the prettiest Shrek palette if this was a Shrek collab, because doesn't this just scream Shrek and the swamp and, you know, all of that stuff? I think Angelica did an amazing job with this palette. This is by far my favorite palette from the brand. Every look that I've created with this, I have enjoyed. It is so pretty. I have nothing but good things to say about this. I love the Singe Beauty eyeshadow formula, and I just think this is a great palette. You guys know I am a huge EOS fan, and I finally got my hands on the yellow scent. This is called Beach Waves, and this is the most summery, fruity scent that I could ask for from E.L.F. Dare I say, I love this better than coconut waters. We know coconut waters is a fan favorite, okay? But this is better, okay? Let's get into these notes. So this has notes of pineapple punch, tiara flower, and salted coconut. Incredible. This literally smells like a tropical beach vacation. It smells so good. If you guys can get your hands on these, definitely do yourself a favor. Get your hands on it because this smells so good. It's so summery. I'd hope that these aren't limited edition. I need to look and see because I want to be able to repurchase this. Also, I'm very happy they got rid of these pumps because this is so much better. I can't remember if I updated y'all on these scents from Ellis Brooklyn. These are two of their newest perfume mists. We have Love Palm and New Crush. And whenever I was traveling, these were in my travel bag. I have really been enjoying these. So Love Palm has notes of pomegranate juice, strawberry, and vanilla orchid. This is definitely on the more fruity side, but definitely very sweet. I really get that pomegranate in here. It just smells very juicy, like a ripe pomegranate juice is exactly what this smells like. It smells incredible. And then New Crush has blood orange, neroli blossom, and vanilla meringue. This is a little bit different. I don't usually wear scents that have a lot of orange in them, but you definitely get the orange in here. It almost has like this zest to it from the orange, and I really have been enjoying this. A lot of times I'll pair these two together because I just love how they smell together, but they're definitely more on the fruity side. Perfect for summertime. Next up are these two sprays from Milani. Now these have been out for a hot minute. The Make It Last Moisture Boost and the Clean Start Prep Step. I like to start off with this spray before I even go in with my skincare. Like this is the very first thing I apply before my brows, before the skin prep, before the makeup. I just feel like this gives me a nice clean base before I use any other products. Now with the Moisture Boost spray, I like to use this before I apply my powders just to help lock in all of my cream products before I go in and, you know, powder it up. This is the best for that. So I really do love both of these sprays from Milani. They're great. Next, I want to talk about this brush collab with Rhode Techniques and Kellyanne. I love these brushes, okay? These brushes are honestly the perfect travel brushes because all the face brushes in this collection are double-sided and they're really unique brushes in here. We have this brush, which is an everything powder brush, so you use this for all of your powder products. You can use it for blush, bronzer, whatever you want to do. This is the everything cream brush, so all of your creams and liquid products you can use this for. So like, you know, the smaller side for blush if you want, this fluffier side for your contour, your bronzer, whatever you want to use this for. We have a makeup prep brush, which I love using for all my moisturizers, my primers, my color corrector. This really does help you get rid of having a ton of different brushes to complete your makeup routine, especially when you're traveling. And then we have a foundation brush as well. I definitely still want to get my hands on their premium brush set, which has not come back in stock yet, but hopefully soon because they have a lot of other brushes in the collection that I would love to get. The quality on these brushes is incredible. They feel weighted. Honestly, looking at these brushes, you wouldn't even know that they were Rhode Techniques unless I told you, because Rhode Techniques pulled out all of the stops for this collab. We even have a concealer brush. And she also has an eye brush set as well, which I've really been enjoying. So again, these are gonna be my go-to brushes for travel. This has everything that I need. Don't even get me started with the puff, okay? These are adjustable powder puffs, so you can adjust them to your finger, and when you do this, they won't go all over. I just feel like this is the perfect puff. It's not too thin, not too thick. It's soft. It really sets everything nicely. It gets in there. These puffs are incredible, and I definitely want to buy some more. Lastly, for lip products, I did try out these products from POV Beauty. They sent over every shade of their Ampits, and these are all of their tinted ones, and then they also sent over their lip liner. In contour, this lip liner does not budge. It literally does not go anywhere. I've thoroughly been enjoying that lip liner, and I've also really enjoyed these lippies as well. I think these are so comfortable on the lips. Boston Cream is the shade I keep reaching for the most. I love that these have a ton of pigment to them. You don't have to even go in with a lip product underneath. I just like to because I just feel like it completes the lip combo. But yeah, like I said, like these have a ton of pigment. They're very glossy, very comfortable on the lips, and they smell and taste really good. I want to talk about this product from Revolution that is a dupe for the Patrick Ta Glowy Balm. You guys, this has been one of my favorite body care products this summer because the way that this leaves the skin so glowy and shiny, this is incredible and I cannot stop reaching for this. It just adds to that summery vibe. As you can see, mine has been pretty well loved and used. If you've been seeing the Patrick Ta Major Glow Bomb and you saw that price point and you're like, this one, literally a fraction of the cost. By far one of my favorite body glow products this summer because it just makes the skin look so good. Now, I definitely don't want to bore you guys talking about products I have already talked about on my channel. I do have a video up sharing my thoughts on the new Rhode collection, as well as the Nars liquid blushes and the Hung Van Gogh contour balm. So I will put a card up here and I'll also link it in the description. So when you're done with this video and you missed that one, you can go and check that out. But that is all the products I wanted to update you on today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and I hope it was helpful. I would love to know your thoughts down below, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one.